I want to open by saying, as usual, we welcome the attendance. This is a public meeting, and certainly we enjoy people coming here. On the other hand, we have a zero-tolerance policy for either interruptions or, for that matter, attempting to somehow communicate with either any members of the committee or witnesses. So, everybody knows what the penalty for that is. It's arrest and ban from the committee for a year, and it's been happened only infrequently this year. We hope it never happens again. Nonetheless, we have zero tolerance for that, and we have important business to do. We can't do it if we're interrupted. So with that, I want to thank our nominees for being with us today, and most importantly, to them and their families for willing to serve in these important positions that help govern this country. We're proud to have moved 33 of President Trump's nominees through this committee and look forward to moving your nominations through just the same. We're at a blistering speed compared to the previous administrations, and that is done with the cooperation and, just as importantly, the urging of the President of the United States. Mr. Hellberg, as the Undersecretary of State for Economic Growth, you'll work on an extensive list of issues that will be exceptionally important as we compete with our adversaries around the world, particularly China. The CCP, Chinese Communist Party, threatens U.S. leadership globally through its competition to control emerging technologies, abusive trade practices, and economic coercion. Following the previous administration's failure to promote U.S. economic interest, you will be responsible for states' role in renewing American prosperity, including a robust strategy to promote U.S. energy and technology abroad. I look forward to hearing your plans. Mr. Puzder, over the last 3 years, Putin's aggression has created the largest security crisis in Europe since the Second World War. President Trump is working diligently to help end this conflict, but we must keep pushing our European allies to increase their security cooperation. As ambassador to the European Union, your role will require hard conversations with America's closest allies to urge them to meet the threats they face from Russia. You must also work with your counterpart at NATO to ensure U.S. security interests are reflected in European policy. As you understand, security investments from the EU must benefit members of all our alliances, not just Europe. I hope you'll deliver a firm message to our European allies. America is a reliable partner, but it's not an ATM. Mr. Kapoor, as Assistant Secretary of State for South Asian Affairs, you have an expansive and challenging region. Many countries in South and Central Asia want to work with us. We need to build on that desire and create deeper partnerships that advance American interests. But at the same time, we will need to have frank conversation about China's growing influence and threats to regional security, particularly in South Asia. The recent conflict between India and Pakistan is deeply concerning and has shown us that we must continue our counterterrorism cooperation across the region. The U.S. shares national security interests with both countries, and we need peace between them. Additionally, the Biden administration's efforts to sweep its failures in Afghanistan under the rug meant turning a blind eye to oppression and a growing threat of terrorism in the country. It will be part of your job to turn the trajectory around and keep Americans safe. Mr. Black, as you know, one of our best tools to counter Chinese economic aggression is harnessing American ingenuity and spreading it to countries in need to the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation. Congress created the DFC in partnership with President Trump, and it has proven to be critical in advancing U.S. economic and strategic interests. But since its creation, the agency has struggled to fill its dual mandate to catalyze development and invest in sectors that move the needle in protecting our national security interests. That's why the ranking member and I are working on legislation to ensure DFC delivers both strategic and development value. We want the agency to attract talent, become more risk tolerant, and operate efficiently and effectively. If confirmed, you'll be taking the helm of the DFC at a critical juncture. I look forward to working with you to improve it. Mr. Brody, as ambassador to Finland, you'll step into a role very near to NATO's border with Russia. Finland contributes a good amount of their GDP to defense spending and has a robust defense industrial base. We appreciate these contributions to our collective defense, but like all of us, Finland could do more. After all, its strategic location means that for its own security, Finland must play a role in protecting the Baltic Sea from Russian hybrid operations, risks posed by its shadow fleet, and in securing the Arctic from Russian and Chinese expansion. Mr. Brody, I look forward to hearing more about how you plan to work with Finland to counter Russian aggression and advance American security interests. I believe you'll find Finland is a willing partner. A lot of us here, pressed very hard to get them into NATO, and they're in now. They have a long relationship with Russia. You'll find it quite interesting in dealing with them. These are exciting but challenging times in foreign policy. Without a doubt, the work you do will be mentioned in history books for decades. I look forward to seeing what you accomplish to make America more secure and prosperous. Thank you and your families for willingness to serve and for being with us. Now I'll turn to the distinguished ranking member to help shed light on these important issues.